So I spend a lot of time in what I do trying to think about ways or levels on which people could object to a given idea, and then seeking to sort of head them off at the pass. And recently, when it comes to this water pipeline idea from the Arctic, like no one has thought of this before. This I don't think anyone would have thought of this before because they'd think, I'm sorry to say, possibly something very much like, oh, that's impossible. We could never build something like that. And, but, it's a pipeline going from the Arctic Circle down to Africa. Like, could we build it? Of course we could. Could we build a keystone-sized pipeline for water going from the north of Norway to Morocco? Yes, of course. Of course we could. That's not much of a technical hurdle, not by like our standards. Not merely that either. We could build this pipeline cheaply as well, and that is very, very important. And I did do some back of the envelope calculations again to figure out how much volume of water could be transported by this pipeline, and it turns out that it could transport about a quarter of the amount of water that Libya pipes out of these aquifers in its desert. I think it's I can't remember the name of the town, but there's like these enormous underwater aquifers in Libya, and they've got about 700 miles of pipeline to pump out of the ground and pump it towards their cities. And that's all very well and good for Libya, but there's Algeria and Morocco and Tunisia and Egypt as well to think about, and then there's Saharan Africa beneath them. So I'm still really, really taken with this idea, and I still love it, I think. And these underwater aquifers, they contain fossil water, so it is a finite resource. It's, by my calculations, it'll be at least 300 to 400 years until it runs dry, those aquifers. Nonetheless, water from the Arctic is not a finite resource. It will keep replenishing itself faster than we could ever pump it down. Well, yeah, let's not be hasty, but I mean, yeah, it'll replenish itself faster than we would pump it down. So, and for the price of one Hinkley reactor or one ITER in France, like we could have 5 such pipelines or 6 such pipelines, or goodness knows how many goddamn pipelines we could have. Please build a pipeline. But yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely build a pipeline for the water. Pump it into hydroponics. I know what's Morocco famous for. Certain people would know this, and we have forests of ganja, big warehouses on hydroponic. Yeah, like watering the desert. It'd be a brilliant thing, I think. Brilliant. For us as well, by the way, not just for Morocco and Algeria and the rest of them, but yeah, by proxy. I think it's a case of giving it away and it comes back. If you're generous to someone, you forge an alliance. And it does benefit you. But I think, the real reward of it ought to be to see regions of the world that have otherwise been deprived begin to flourish. And I think that in itself gives satisfaction, or would give satisfaction to us. And that's really the reason we should do it. Not because we expect something in return down the line. But yeah, I mean, just for the satisfaction of having done something like that, I think. That's the real good there. Yeah.